What's up? This is Patrick at Radicards.com, and thank you for watching. This is the first day, or the review of the first day of the 2017 National Sports Collectors Convention in Chicago, Illinois. So we finally get into the hotel at like 3:30, and actually 2:30. Hotel room wasn't going to be available till 3, and so we decided to go ahead and check our bags here, and then go straight over to the Donald E. Stephens Convention Center for the Topps VIP reception. When we get there, it's a real long line that's already started. So we get in to try to get Jose Canseco's autograph. Now he's signing twice today. He signed at the VIP reception and then at the TriStar autograph pavilion. So I stood in line 2 times to get his autographs. Now I've met him a couple times before. Very nice guy. And I went ahead and got his autographs again. Let's see if I can pull this stuff out of here. They had like pizza and whatever else. It's cool. It's kind of fun. There was a mildly appropriate speaker at the VIP reception. It was entertaining to say the least, but I was able to get Jose Canseco to sign 86 Donruss, and this time red ink. You might not be able to see that. It's a bit dim here where I am, but I've got this card now in a couple different colors. The second time I stood in line at the booth for the TriStar Pavilion, it was approaching 6 o'clock, and I got him to sign the same card in black ink. So I now have this card signed in blue, silver, green, red, and black inks, which completes a run of cards in the ink colors that I actually want to have on the cards. I can't think of another ink color I'd want to have. I wouldn't want to put like a purple or a teal. Those are sort of obnoxious. Yellow wouldn't really show up, so if I were to do it again, I might get another blue one, but I think it's really cool. I got 5 different colors, so it was really nice to add. By the time I finally got into the showroom to go serpentine the aisles, it was already about 6, so I had 2 hours to walk around, and I found some nice pieces. I asked every dealer if they had Frank Thomas cards. The big hurt, I have to mention that because there was a Frank Thomas from the 50s and 60s that played for a time, and so I have to indicate specifically that the guy I'm looking for is in fact the big hurt. So I found a few cards, nothing too high-end, but you know, stuff I needed. This is just 2001 UD, what is it, UD Reserve? Yeah, the one with Ian Sosa. Inexpensive stuff. Another 2002 Fleer Platinum Clubhouse Collection. And let's see what else I got. Oh, we'll talk about this in a minute here. And this is the 2003 Topps Tribute, Tribute to the Stars. So these will all go up on the site, and this is another one here. This is Flair 2004 Hot Numbers. And I think this is 05. Yeah, 05 Old Judge. So yeah, actually 2005 Origins Baseball Jersey Thomas. Now these aren't the most exciting cards, but I get what I can find that I don't have, and I try to get them at a bargain because, you know, run-of-the-mill jersey cards are just that, the run-of-the-mill. So I add them when I can at a good price. So I was able to get these for fine, whatever. Picked up some vintage, well, some minor league Tom Glavine's here. Here's another one that I have here. So the last hour of the show, I found a dealer that had really good bargain bin, and I was digging through it, so I pulled out, and I was very selective of what I pulled out, but I pulled out several copies of key rookie cards from the 1980s, and I was able to put those back into my collection. Just stuff I think is going to be valuable in the future. I believe that the Hall of Fame is going to start inducting some of the guys that a lot of us don't suspect will ever make it, in terms of like the Royd era. So I've been paying attention to some of their rookie cards a little bit more than I have in the past. Try to get them on the bargain because I really don't know what's going to happen, but just, you know, I try to go with my instincts on these things, and no matter what happens, I feel like it's a good deal to get certain cards for such a great price. Anyway, want to talk about this other card. While I was standing in line at the VIP reception to meet Jose Canseco for the third time, uh, there was two gentlemen behind us that we got to know, we started talking to them, we got to know them, and I had indicated that I was a Frank Thomas collector. The guy was like, yeah, I have a Frank Thomas card in my bag. I was like, well, what do you have? So he's like, Topps Vault? And I was like, yeah, I've got a bunch of them. He's like, well, I've got one, and he shows me this card, and I gave him a hard time. I was like, this card has been on COMC for a long time, it's overpriced, and just like sat into perpetuity for months and months and months, unsold. He's like, yeah, I tried to get what I could out of it, but I knew I wasn't going to get that price, but it never hurts to try. And I was like, yeah, I don't blame you, it's cool. So he actually sold this to me for, slightly over what he paid. I asked him, I was like, well, what'd you pay for it? And he was like, this price. And I said, well, what do you want to do with it? He was like, well, I'd like to sell it. And I was like, well, what do you want to get out of it? So he told me, and I was like, well, we can work a deal if that's what you're looking to get. So right there on the spot, I bought this from him. This is the 2015 Topps Archives, Topps Vault, Frank Thomas. Glad to have this in the collection. It's considered a one of one. These Topps Vaults are generally one of ones, but I think they're great. They're kind of cool. Blank back. They've got a little hologram for it. This card, this particular version of it, it's it's sealed this way. So it's not the most attractive packaging, but it's going to stay in this packaging. I don't typically, actually I never take anything out of its factory seal. I don't peel cards, I don't rip cards, I just keep everything intact. That's just the way I collect. Even if there's, one of one in the rip card, it'll just stay in there. So I was glad to have this. So this is the 2015 Topps Archives Topps Vault card. Pretty cool stuff. Now, these other two cards I found right before I went up to stand in line for the second time I met Jose Canseco today to have him sign the second card. These I hadn't seen before, the jumbo versions anyway, and so I had to grab these for a very cheap price. These were, I talked the seller down a little bit to about a little over $3 a card. It's like $3.50 a card. So this is the jumbo version of the '94 Upper Deck Michael Jordan baseball card. Now serial numbered to 45,000. Ooh, really limited. But it's kind of cool that they're actually serial numbered all the way up to 45,000. You can see that there on the back. Hadn't seen this before, didn't know it existed. It's very, if I hadn't seen it before, it must be rare because I feel like I've seen everything. This one too, this is a jumbo version of the 1994 Collector's Choice. This would be a version of the gold signature version because it's got a facsimile signature on it in flat, not foil gold. There's that. I really dig this stuff. Now this one too, this one's serial number to 2500. You'll see there. So when I saw this, I was like, well, I may as well just add these because these aren't things I've ever seen, and they must be obscure, some kind of a retail thing. I don't really know, but they're great. They're really cool. So pick those up. And then, like I said, I went through the bargain bin and found some stuff, which we'll get to in a minute here. Now, the national, it's a great time to pick up national exclusive promotions, promos, what we call them. And I always look for the ones featuring Frank Thomas. A gentleman had one. I said, do you have any Frank Thomas Big Hurt? He's like, yeah, I've got one from the national exclusive. I was like, well, can I see it? He's like, yeah. So he shows me the card. He's like, it's beautiful. I was like, well, what do you want to do with it? He's like, well, I'll sell it. I was like, how much you want? He's like, well, 15. I was like, will you do 10? He's like, I'll do 12. I was like, okay, I'll do 12. So I pick up the card. The next booth over, guy was selling for $3, and I was like, ah. But that's the thing about this national convention is we're really buying anywhere. You sometimes don't know how common certain things are, and although I've seen another booth sell these, I haven't seen yet a third booth. But I'm only one day in, so there might be other booths throughout the rest of the week where they'll have these cards for a cheaper price than I paid. But whatever. I mean, I've had so many great deals fall in my lap. The Topps Archives Topps Vault card is one of them. So sometimes I lose a few bucks here and there, but I win back in other deals. So I'm okay. Like I've accepted it. But this is what it looks like. It's there in the middle. It's a beautiful card. I hope you can see it. Some of this other stuff I just acquired that I just like. I'm working on an 81 Topps signed set. I picked up Willie Atkins and Mike Scott. Oh, and then the junk wax stuff. So here's my junk wax run of just stuff I acquired on bargain bins today. Classics. I just love these cards. And, you know, I get them when they're $1 or less, I pick them up. And here are a couple bonds. All right. I picked up a Fleer Bonds rookie for $1 today. I mean, that's the first time I've ever acquired that card for $1. I have several copies, but also picked up another Canseco for $1. $1 for the Canseco. I remember when that card was worth $90. Picked up 8 Bonds O-Pee-Chee 87s. 7 of his tops. You're like, why are you buying so many Bonds cards? I thought you were a Thomas collector. I just like this 80s stuff. It's cool. Glavin Tiffany off-center, but what do I care? It's a Tiffany. And underneath it's a 87 Topps McGuire Tiffany. Super rad. And then up in the top right, Tom Glavin 88 Fleer Glossy, which just occurred to me the back is highly OC. Actually, the front's highly OC. Oh well, that's fine. Those cards are really cool. And then here, 89 Classic Griffey. I picked up, I think, 13 of these. Yeah. 10, 11, 12, 13. 12 of them. And then 2 more Donruss rookies and 1 more Fleer rookie. And I like these cards a lot. I buy them when I can find them for cheap. I'm just kind of addicted to some of the 80s stuff. I think it's just, I constantly am buying it all the time. There's a cap. I don't overpay for it. Like it's $8, I don't buy it. $5, I don't buy it. $2, I might buy it, but $1, I probably will buy it. So I have there's a limit there. A couple more rookies I picked up today in the dollar bin. I mean, Bruce Sutter for $1, Dale Murphy for $1. I mean, those are, to me, I'll pick those up for $1 all day long. Chipper Jones, 91 Bowman, is the least common of his rookie cards I've discovered. A couple more Bonds rookies, and then some Thomas stuff that I just didn't have that I needed to go in there at just $1. So, all in all, this was a good day, the first day. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the week has to offer. I didn't spend much money today, but you know what? I am not here just to blow cash. I'm really here just to have fun. And if it means spending less money or spending a little bit more, I kind of just focus on like, okay, what am I looking for? Am I finding what I'm looking for? If I'm not finding what I'm looking for, that doesn't give me an excuse just to spend money. It gives me an excuse just to continue looking for what I'm looking for. And if I leave here with, you know, cash in my pocket, then fine. But I'm having a good time just digging through stuff and seeing what I can find. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. And until next time, enjoy collecting.